Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Hopefully you're doing great. Um, it's Thursday. Let's get into this. Okay, today I'm changing things up. You may have read this right here. If you haven't, let me tell you, we're doing things a little bit different today. We're not starting with MobyMax. I know, right? Holy cow! Instead, we're starting with the journal. Ha ha! Womp womp. We haven't done that for a while. We got to catch up with these. Okay, remember with this journal. I'm going to need you to write a complete paragraph. I'm willing to back up a little bit. I'm going to take 3 to 5 sentences. Okay? You don't have to do all 5. At least 3 complete sentences. Starts with a capital letter. Sentence says who does what. And ends with a period, exclamation point, or question mark. All right? Complete sentences. I need at least 3 to 5 in that paragraph. And your journal topic today: if a sunny spring day was like someone you know, who would it be? Why? So think about that. Think about a sunny spring day. How do you feel about those days? Do you like them? Do they feel good? Do they warm you from the inside? Or do you totally hate them because that brings out the pollen and it's just really annoying to you and you like the rain? You prefer it to be colder. Bumblebees come out on those hot spring days and you don't like that. You don't want to get stung. Or is it a perfect day for a picnic? However you feel about a warm spring day, what's a person that makes you feel that same way? And tell me why. At least 3, possibly 5. Heck, you can write 8 sentences if you want to. I'm not going to hold anybody to that. 3 to 5 complete sentences. If a sunny spring day was like someone you know, who would it be and why? So I need you to click this link for the Google form and fill it out. Type it in there. Okay. Once that's done, you can pause the video for now, do your journal, and come back to this when you're done. So I won't start for another 3 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Okay. They give you time to pause, write, and come back, right? We're all good? We're set? Awesome. Here we go. Let's take a look at our worksheets for today. So for our phonics, we have our word box with our words in it. We're going to read each word and listen for the short vowel sound. Sorry. Write that word in the correct box. Does it have a short E, like head? A short I, like builder? It's Bob the Builder. Okay. Or does it have a short U, like country? The EA would be a short E, like head. The UI would be the short I, like builder. And the short U would be represented by the OU, country. We'll go through our word list, and you put these words where they belong, all based on the spelling and the vowel sound. We have building, ready, enough, quilt, tough, bread, biscuit, young, guitar, touch, feather, heavy. So there are 12 words, 3 columns. You should have 4 words in each column by the time it's all done. No, I'm not going to start you off with any, because you can look in there and figure out where they go. All right. Now at the bottom of the page, we have a dictation sentence. It goes in this box right down here. All right, I'm going to read it out to you, and you are going to write it, because that's the way those work. Listen to the sentence. Write it on the line. Is the quilt heavy enough? Is the quilt heavy enough? Is the quilt heavy enough? Think about how that sentence starts. Starts with the word is. So is that telling you something? Or is it asking you something? How do you need to end your sentence? Is the quilt heavy enough? All right. Moving on. Word study. We're back to our contractions again. Remember, when you take that I am and you squeeze it together, eventually that A pops right out of there, leaves the apostrophe in its place. Is not. Squeeze it together. The O pops out and leaves that apostrophe right there. Do not. Squeeze it. That O pops out and leaves the apostrophe right there. Well, that first O stays, the do, and the not. That's where it goes. You are going to write a contraction for each set of words below. Now, sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes it's pretty easy. Generally speaking, the first word will stay the same. And then you take the vowel out of the second word. Put an apostrophe where it went. Now, we would, however, in this case, it's not just the vowels that pop out. Otherwise, it'd be we will. The W and the L would still be there. It'd be really confusing. So we'd just say, instead of we would like to go. We say we'd like to go. The we stays the same. And we have where everything popped out of it. And everything popped out of it. All that is gone. Weed. I have. We are. Does not. She is. Where is. They have. Let us. I will. He had. For they've. That vowel, that A, pops out of there. But also, HVE would be just really confusing to try and say. So that when that A pops out of there, it takes that H with it. We still have our same first word. They. Put our apostrophe in there. And then the H and the A are both gone. They've moved away. They have moved away. They've moved away. Let me do one more with you. Down here, down here at the bottom. He had. When I squeeze it together, the A pops out of there. Then it'd be he. There's the H and the D. That's just really weird, hard to say, right? So that A is going to pull that H along with it, and they're both going to bug out of there together. Both of those disappear. So, he had decided to stay. He'd decided to stay. He had becomes he'd. The first word stays the same. He, apostrophe, D. Okay, now the rest of those, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. In each one of these, the first word stays the same. You see where multiple letters have popped out of one letter, of multiple letters have popped out of a word on one part, that same word pops up somewhere else, chances are those same letters are going to pop out of there, right? Right. If you have any questions, ask the adult in the room, the person who's in there substituting for me. Okay. Letter D. Circle a pair of words in each sentence that could form a contraction. Then write the contraction on the line. If you will call me, we can plan our shopping trip. What two words can we mush together to make a contraction? If you will call me, we can plan our shopping trip. Is it we can? Mush together, get weaken? No, that doesn't work. What about you will? Could we mush that together? Yeah, we surely could. We would get you apostrophe LL. You will becomes you'll. Nora cannot finish her paper on time. What two words can we squeeze together? On time? I don't even know what would pop out of that one. No, that's not going to work. Nora can? That A goes out there. Nora can? No. What about cannot? There we go. Cannot. And what happens when we squeeze can and not together? That apostrophe takes out everything except for that T. Can't. Where is the dish I use for the cat? Where is the dish I use for the cat? Be I use? No, it doesn't make sense. The cat? No. The dish? No, that doesn't make any sense. What else could we use? Where is? Dude, we just did that one up here. I should have caught that sooner. You might see more of these down here. Where is? What contraction did you get up here? What did you write in there? Did you write where's? I hope you did, because that's correct. Mr. Foster found the place where they have been digging. They had. All I'm going to say is check around you. You might find things. Mr. Foster found the place where they have been digging. The guests have not been served dinner yet. Have not. Well, that's not up here, because we have I have and does not. So we don't have not. So I'm going to tell you that have not is the set of words that can squeeze together. But I'm not going to tell you how to spell it. Look up here at number 4 with does not and see if the same rules would apply. See if you would form that word the same way. Please do not walk on the clean floor with dirty shoes. I'm not even going to tell you what words mush together there. I'm not going to do it. You can figure out which words will mush together to make a contraction and how to spell it based on the other words up here. Based very closely on this one. Well, that one's due. Oh, based very closely on this one. I'm not saying anything more. I'm turning the page. What's your opinion? Most people have opinions about many topics. If you were asked how you felt about a certain sports team, an earlier bedtime, or a meal, you would give your opinion. Several times each day, people state an opinion about something, and that opinion is unique to that individual. Although others may hold the same opinion, their reasons may be different. When writing an opinion paragraph, begin by stating the topic and how you feel about it. In the next few sentences, support your opinion by giving reasons. Provide justification, reason why, for why you believe as you do. Finally, complete the paragraph by restating your opinion in a conclusion sentence. Here's an example. I'm trying to scroll on that. I got to scroll with this. Silly, silly, silly. All right, here we go. I believe the minimum wage in the United States should be raised to $9 per hour. Sorry, it's getting late. I'm sleepy. I believe the minimum wage in the United States should be raised to $9 per hour. There are several reasons why I feel this way. Most importantly, at the current minimum wage, a worker would make under $15,000 a year working a 40-hour week. A person who is at wage which allows him or her to live comfortably. At the wage of $9 per hour, a worker would make a little over $18,500 per year. For these reasons, I believe raising the minimum wage to $9 an hour would be a benefit to workers everywhere. You might agree with that. You might say, no way, that's too much. If you raise the minimum wage, everybody else is going to raise their prices. Well, I don't know. I'm not an expert economist. All I know is that it's hard to get by on not a lot of money. But there's other problems that go with it. Like raising prices everywhere else. I don't know. That's why I'm not in government. I shouldn't make those decisions. So your instructions are to write an opinion essay on this topic. A minimum grade of C for sports participation. Should students have to at least earn C grades in order to play sports? If they get a D, can they accurately and appropriately represent your school? Or are they giving the wrong message to people? If a child has Fs, do they deserve to play sports? Or as a student athlete, are they not upholding the student end of that bargain? Everybody's going to have their own opinions on that. These are mine. I will write an example sentence. You can't use my words. You've got to use your own words. And you might have a totally different opinion from me. I firmly believe that student athletes should have to earn at least a C average in their classes, in all of their classes, in order to play sports. The purpose of school is to learn, and playing sports is just a bonus. If you are not a responsible student, should you really represent your school? I firmly believe student athletes should have to earn at least a C average in all their classes in order to play sports. Purpose of school is to learn, and playing sports is just a bonus. If you're not a responsible student, should you really represent your school? Our students should represent the best our school has to offer, which is why athletes should at least have to have a C. Our sports teams are the best our school has to offer, which is why all athletes should be passing their classes in order to play. Okay? That's my paragraph on it. You give me your paragraph on this. Okay? Write it neatly so I can read it, and do your best. Again, this is mine. You write yours. You can have similar ideas, but it shouldn't be exactly what I have to say. And you might feel completely different than what I feel. And that's okay. It's an opinion. I'm not going to be mad at you if you don't feel the same way I do. You could say, no, student athletes should just have to show up to school and play a game, and they should get good grades given to them because they can throw a football, or because they can shoot a basketball, because they can hit a softball. That's fine. That's your opinion, if it is your opinion. So I'm not going to be mad at anybody for their opinions. Write down what you really feel. Express yourself. But I want to know what you have to say. I don't want you just copying down what I had to say. Okay, here's another cumulative review. So give an example of a word with a prefix and define it. You guys remember prefix and suffix? I've talked about it multiple times. Pre is actually a prefix. Pre means before. Suff would be after. Prefix, those are letters attached, fixed to the beginning of a word. That changes the way the word means. Suffix are words at the end, attached at the end of the word. So they're letters at the end of the word that change the meaning of the word, like from judge to judgment. So it changes the meaning of the word a little bit. You find your own word with a prefix. We've worked with several of them. Let's see. The word happy. I'm going to make up, well, I'm not going to make up, but I'm going to use the word unhappy. Un means not, so unhappy means not happy. Sad. Give an example of a word with a suffix. Played. Play is my root word, and then the ed is my suffix. That ed at the end of a word means it's already happened in the past, right? Played means someone was playing before, in the past. Define simile and give an example. Do you remember when we said that car sounds like garbage? We didn't really use that example in class, but it's an example of a simile. It's comparing two things, the car and garbage, and uses the word like or as. It's as hot as fire in this classroom. I'm as cold as ice. Those are all similes. They compare two things, the room and fire, or how cold it is to ice. So, but it uses the words like or as. Let's see. My cat is soft as a cloud. Oh, wait. Hang on. First, I have to define simile. Similes compare two things using like or as. My cat is as soft as a cloud. Okay. Well, metaphors are the next thing. Define metaphor and give an example. I want you guys to use a different simile. Don't use the same one I use. You can define it the same way, but use your different example. I am mad as a hornet. That's a good example. Think of your own. Metaphor compares two things, but doesn't use like or as. Perhaps you've heard somebody say, "Ugh, I'm tired of boys. Men are pigs." Well, we don't really have snouts and go root in the mud. Okay, we might go root in the mud, but we don't have snouts and curly tails. So we really aren't pigs, but the person said that men are pigs. That's comparing them without using like or as. So metaphors compare two things, but don't use like or as. Metaphors compare two things, but don't use like or as. Um, my car is hot garbage. What two things being compared? Yeah, my car and hot garbage. Not a very flattering comparison. All right, well, now we're going to define the word idiom. No, it's not insulting somebody, it's a phrase, it's an expression people use that doesn't mean what the words actually say. Idioms are expressions that do not mean what the actual words say. Example would be, hit the road. Are you really going to walk outside and punch the street? No, what do they mean? They mean get to stepping. Get out of here. I'm tired of your nonsense. Hit the road. Go kick rocks, buddy. That's another one. They really want you to actually kick rocks? Probably not. They probably wouldn't care if you did, but it doesn't mean to literally go out there and kick a rock. It means get out of here. Shuffle your feet on down the road. Ooh, how about this one? How about button your lip? Zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket, right? Zip your lip, button your lip. Are you actually going to stitch a button on there and weave it through? No, you're not going to do that, but you're going to close your mouth because that's what they mean. That's what they want you to do. Okay. Ooh, we've got some analogies. We've done analogies. You guys remember those? They're kind of like little puzzles. Car is to road as cup is to. I don't really like this one. Not very common. All right, so how does car compare to the road? The cars go on the road, right? Cups go with or are paired with a saucer. Have you ever seen a cup and saucer? When people drink tea, they drink tea with a little plate underneath the cup, just so nothing spills. That's a saucer. Car is to road as cup is to saucer. Not a lot of people use those these days. So it's just kind of a outdated expression or an outdated analogy. Rough is to smooth as above is to, let's stop and think. Rough and smooth, are they the same? Is one part of the other? No, they're opposites, right? If it's rough, it's definitely not smooth. If it's smooth, it can't be rough. So it's the opposite. So what's the opposite of above? My pen is above the paper. Well, the opposite would be my pen is below the paper, right? Rough is to smooth as above is to below or beneath or under. Any of those would work. Not down, because down could, it's not precise enough. Um, Under, below, beneath, something like that. Handle is to teapot. It's what you grab, the handle of a teapot, so you don't burn yourself on the hot tea carafe. All that boiling tea in there is going to make the whole outside of it hot, so you grab it by the handle, right? Handle is to teapot as frame is to. Frame is to what? Frame is to picture. Very good. You handle the picture by the frame so that nothing breaks, nothing falls out, you don't smudge the glass. Yeah, that's the handle. It's what you hang on to. Frame is to picture. Words are to book as flowers are to something. How are words and book related? Yeah, a book is made up of words. You find words in the book. All right, so what? You find flowers in something, and the same thing is made of flowers. Maybe a planter box, maybe. But is there a better word? I think one starts with a G, ends with Arden. A garden. I know, sometimes we have corn and vegetables and potatoes in our garden, but sometimes it's just a flower garden. Okay? That's it. Make sure you get the rest of your stuff done, and we'll be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Have a great rest of your day. Stay out of trouble. Bye.